What's going on, everyone? It's Q from Retro Q Gaming, and yes, I hate to be one of those people, and it kills me that I am, but I'm doing it in a completely different way for a completely different reason. So, yes, Destiny 2 has just been announced. September 8th, 2017 is its release date. There will be a beta at some point before. No date or platform availability for the beta has been announced, but when it releases on September 8th, 2017, it's going to be available for Xbox One, PS4, and for the first time PC. So yes, there is no version of Destiny 2 on Xbox 360 or PS3, which is a good thing, and it's to be expected, especially after they ditched the last DLC of the first game from old generation consoles as it was. Now, the reason why you're probably the reason why I'm making this video and the reason why I'm doing it, it's more of a public service announcement, okay? So one, the main thing is, remember guys, Destiny is shit. Please remember that. Destiny is crap. Destiny is garbage. It is one of the worst loot-based games I've ever played. It's got really bad feel, really bad design, really bad core gameplay. The story is not existent. The shared aspect of it, I could go on for days about how it's, the negative points on it. Now, also some of the things I want to highlight is to temper your expectations. Okay, first off, a lot of people are going to be hyped straight out for it just because, oh, it's a brand new Destiny, a proper current generation Destiny, not marred and held back by the old stuff. Okay, that's a bit understandable. I mean, I can understand that because we all know, regardless of what fanboys will tell you, it's that Destiny was held back by Destiny 1 was held back by the old generation consoles. There's no doubt about it. It's that simple. Even on the current gen platforms, it looked like a previous gen game. Sure, it ran at a better frame rate, arguably, but it still looked almost identical to the old version of the game, essentially. But the big thing I want you to remember, okay, is one, yes, this is technically made by Bungie. But remember, okay, this is Bungie in basically nothing but name alone. You gotta remember that. That's a big thing. So you can't just come out and go, oh my god, it's made by Bungie, it's gonna be exactly like Halo. Because that's what happened with Destiny. And Destiny was shit and absolutely trash compared to the quality of gameplay and the quality of mechanics and gunplay in Halo. In the Bungie developed Halo games. So you can see my point here. They can stick the Bungie name on it all day, but the fact is, now I'm not saying that they have no original staff members left, but what they could do is they could fire all the original staff members and get in an entirely new studio, but call it Bungie. There you go. A perfect example is, look what EA do with BioWare. There was originally two BioWare studios, I think. There was the one in Ireland here, and I think it was one other one elsewhere. And now they've got like fucking 9 of them. BioWare Austin. Remember when they opened up one of the ones in, I think it was the Austin one actually, in Texas, where they had a big opening ceremony and all that stuff, and it had previously just been called something like EA Texas or some shit like that. And you could see it on the glass behind them during all the promotional shots and the presentation and the opening ceremony, that you could actually see where the sticker was removed off the glass, and it had just said like Electronic Arts Texas, and then they didn't even clean that, or they didn't even put the BioWare Austin or BioWare Texas or whatever the hell it is logo over it. They just put it somewhere else, and you could still clearly see it, plain as day. It was ridiculous. So remember, this, you can argue that it's made by Bungie, but it is nowhere near the Bungie we all know and love. Just remember that. 2, you can argue that Microsoft, when, say, like, they run whatever company and whatever games and whatever development and all that, you can say they can be pretty bad at some sort of things. Now, I'm not saying Sony or Nintendo aren't in the same boat, but remember, the publisher that has contracted rather than contracted, they've, same word, kind of has a bit of a different meaning, but the publisher who has contracted Bungie, I use Bungie again in quotes, to make Destiny over all these 10 years is Activision. Remember, Activision are one of these companies who are notorious for nickel and diming you. Even completely ignore the entirety of Destiny 1 and how that is Montreal's screw job within itself. I'll get to that in a minute. But the big thing is, remember, this is the company that has Overwatch. Look at how the microtransactions are in Overwatch. This is the company that has, what's the other one I was just about to mention? Heroes of the Storm, Hearthstone, Call of Duty. These are the big. Fair enough, they're the big games. That there's no denying that. But look at the level and degree of microtransactions in it. And we all know we're going to see that in Destiny 2. For the simple reason, look at Destiny 1. They added in the actual real world money cash shop. For a bunch of stuff like emotes and crap like that. And here's the best part, is now Bungie have gone back on their original word. That stuff will not transfer over. Anything you paid real world money for in Destiny 1 over the course of 3 years will not transfer over to Destiny 2 or Destiny 3 or possibly Destiny 4. Depends on how badly they fuck up Destiny 2 and maybe 3 and then just kind of squeeze another year out with crappy DLC. So just remember that. Originally, before Destiny 1 came out, they had staunchly said that everything will transfer over the entire time. You will be using your year 1 character in year 10, showing off weapons, gear, emotes, all the crap you earned in years 1 in year 10. And now look, they're just completely cutting off Destiny 1 and a waste of 3 years that it was just to get Destiny 2. And there's semi-legitimate reasons for it, but you get the point. That brings me to the next main big point for all of this, okay? So, 1, just remember, guys, okay? Destiny 1 came out in 2014. Game was basically content, I won't even say content light, it was extremely content bare. And it was extremely content bare for about 3 years. For the simple reason is Destiny 1 had basically nothing in it at launch. It had the Vault of Glass added about, I think it was a month after release. And then they had the Vault of Glass was added for free because it gave time. It was promoted as base game content, but it gave people time, because it was on a weekly reset timer, to actually level up and gear up and get properly skilled and acquainted with the game, to be able to go in and not feel like they're rushing and missing out on a weekly reset. I've learned this from multiple MMOs at this point. So anyway, then the first DLC came out. It was absolutely trash, okay? So a content bare game as it was had a DLC that basically, I think every single level except for one in that DLC was an existing level, just with different enemies in different places, or an existing level done backwards. What a joke, is all I can say. The second DLC, House of Wolves. Now, at this point, Destiny was critically panned and critically destroyed for its lack of content. It's flip-flopping on absolutely everywhere. So before the second DLC, House of Wolves, even released, okay, they had to completely scrap that second DLC just to make the DLC work in a way to unfuck up the previous 6 or 8 months of the game. Now, I played Destiny 1. I played a little bit of Destiny 1 for maybe 2 or 3 months when it first came out, if it was even that long. I think I did 2 weeks of Vault of Glass, and then I just said, fuck it, this is done. And then I came back for 2 weeks for the first DLC, and then I think I came back for 2 or 3 weeks for the second DLC. I definitely did go back for a little bit. And you get my point. So they had to use all their intended stuff and just throw it all out for the second DLC to kind of unfuck up what I can only call extreme basics that every other company, hell, even the same company, you could argue, because, I mean, if you're working under Activision Blizzard, surely you can pick up the phone and say, hey, guys who make Diablo 3, help us. What do we do in this kind of situation? It's that simple. I mean, surely you're working under this company. You surely have the ability to help with their knowledge and their resources. Because don't forget, this is also a company whose game has World of Warcraft. So, I mean, they've got World of Warcraft, they've got Diablo. They're 2 prime examples of what they could have asked questions for. But it's like they just said, no, fuck it, we're Bungie, we do whatever we want and people will buy it. So, yeah, you see my point. Then that brings us on to year 2. which was the first DLC, the Taken King, which was arguably better than the two DLCs, but they were kind of promoted differently because one of them, the Taken King, I almost keep forgetting the name there. The Taken King was billed as an expansion rather than a DLC. So yes, people were considering it to be better. But remember, it was also an extremely content-bare screw job that basically had no proper updates at least, for an entire year. How bizarre and fucked up is that? I mean, I'm pretty sure the only actual update was when they first added in the raid, because I don't think the raid was in on day one. I think they waited a few weeks or a month or whatever. And then the same deal when they added the hard mode, like I think 2 weeks later maybe it was. I'm not sure. I didn't play it on launch. But and for the record, because I'd quit Destiny, the only reason I played the Taken King was because I got a free copy of it. So that's it. Nothing to do there for an entire year. Fast forward a year, you get in 2016 Destiny Rise of Iron. Pretty much the same deal. Everyone I know played it for less than a day and they fucking despised it, said it was one of the stupidest and worst things ever. One of my friends who was a staunch Destiny player at the time, he'd been playing it pretty consistently for the entire time, like over 2014, 2015, and at that point up to 2016. He even said that it felt like one of the biggest rip-offs and worst content DLC expansions he's ever bought. So that was a pretty good example of the severity of how crap they just screwed everyone over and how incompetent they are and what they're doing. A couple of years into it, they still can't get it right. Now, that brings me back to the next point. Every year, right, when Destiny 1 came out, they said after the game actually launched and there was a significant amount of complaint about nothing to do and all this, Bungie actually came out and said, no, our game is perfect, there's nothing wrong with it whatsoever, this, that, and the other. And then after the first, a year later when the Taken King, because the first one had 2 DLCs and then 2 expansions basically, it's really, really awkward to word it. But the big thing is, after the first proper expansion came out, the Taken King, a year later, Bungie just came out and said, oh yeah, we know there was so many problems with our games, but we got it right and we fixed it this time. Buy our stuff, it'll be perfect and it's fixed this year. And then for the entirety of that year, they just said, no, the Taken King is perfect. All the balance changes and all we've done is brilliant. There's nothing wrong with it. And then, fast forward to a year later, Rise of Iron comes out. Same deal again. Oh, well, we know we fucked up in year 1, and we know we fucked up in year 2, but we've learned from our mistakes again, and we're going to fix it again, and the balance and everything we have, and the content, it's all a perfect match in this one. Buy our shit. And then for the next year, or the next, 6 months, because it's only been about 6 months, they've just been saying, oh yeah, it's fine. We have no additional content and just basic patches that, let you do the same thing again from 2014, but now they're actually semi-worth doing. Yeah, it's fine. Just keep buying our stuff until Destiny 2 comes out. Even though nothing was going to transfer over short of your actual appearance, but that's it. Keep buying our stuff. Our game is perfect. Our game is balanced. Whatever. So remember, when Destiny 2 comes out at the end of this year, they don't know what they're doing. And it's that simple. They're going to say they know what they're doing. They're going to say they've learned from their mistakes and all this crap. And they're just going to do all of that shit. And they're going to use all of that to try make people buy it. And the fact that it's coming out on PC for the first time makes me even more suspicious. For the simple reason is, one, how the fuck I can't even English at the moment. How the fuck is their optimization going to handle? How is it going to hold up well? Because this is a development studio that hasn't made a PC game in how long? I know you can say, oh, they'll probably outsource it or give it to another team or whatever. What if they don't? Or what if the team they give it to is fucking Iron Galaxy? Because, we all know Iron Galaxy is well known for their exceptional PC ports of quality games such as Batman Arkham Knight. So, now, don't get me wrong. Pretty much all I say in this video could be wrong. They may have possibly learned from their mistakes. They may have possibly given it to a better team for optimization. For all we know, maybe someone on the Blizzard side, maybe the Overwatch team is going to help help them port it over to PC for optimization and stuff like that. Maybe it's going to look like a proper current generation game or a PC game. Maybe it's going to have great performance with proper textures and actual proper loop-based systems and shit that doesn't make you just want to play on a Tuesday for 4 hours and then not play for the rest of the week. Maybe all of that stuff will happen. Maybe it'll have quality story. Maybe it will actually have a story, let alone a quality story. Maybe it will have good characters. Maybe it will have... I was just going to go back to better graphics for a second. Maybe it will have better systems, better mechanics, more variety of everything. Maybe it will actually have matchmaking for the proper endgame main focus of the entire thing. Who knows? Maybe that could all actually happen, but maybe it won't. And I have 3 years of experience with this, quote, Bungie, unquote, team that says it won't. But like I said, I could be wrong. Now, in the meantime, what you can do, people, right, if you are clamoring and looking for this kind of game, I suggest Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2 is the reason why Bungie are trying to make Destiny. They're trying to make it a successful game. They basically they pulled what I call pulling a Sony. When you look at what Sony have done over the years, and Sony have copied Microsoft and failed at it, and they've copied Nintendo and they've failed at it. What I like to say is they take a highly successful game or product or idea from a different company, strip all the fun out of it, and release it as a game and wonder why it flops. Now, that's a typical Sony thing. Bungie have done that with Halo. They have taken everything from Borderlands 2, took all the fun out of it, and took all the quality gameplay and quality mechanics and quality systems out of it, and then released it as Destiny. So temper your expectations, people, especially PC players out there as well, okay? Because for you guys, chances are this is probably your first time going into Destiny of some way, shape, or form. Just because, who knows, maybe you had a 360, PS3, PS4, Xbox One, whatever. But chances are this would be your main platform. So don't forget. Now, okay, fair enough. We're going to have Destiny fanboys in the comments below. I probably have like salt-encrusted paragraphs already typed out at this point just because people are strangely in love with the garbage in almost every way, shape, and form that is Destiny. But my point is, temper your expectations, people. For the simple reason is everything I've given you historical evidence in this video that this company is very incompetent. They're very inept. They seem to have no idea what they're doing. They will boldface lie to you straight up and flip-flop on them just if it suits them. So we'll see how it goes. Destiny 2 is out on the 8th of September this year. Xbox One, PS4, PC. I will not be buying it because it's Destiny and it's Destiny, enough said. What I am going to do is I'm going to wait for Borderlands 3, which will be better than Destiny in every way, shape, or form, which isn't going to be hard because Borderlands 2 is already better in every way, shape, and form, and I'm expecting Borderlands 3 to be better than Borderlands 2, or at least I hope so. We'll see how it goes anyway. Let me know if you're a big salty Destiny fanboy in the comment section below, if you've been banging out 600 paragraphs just to abuse me or whatever it is and say, oh, you're crap, you don't know anything. Well, guess what, motherfucker, I got a Vex Mytho class when it was actually hard. Eat it. I got, I can't even remember the second, what's it called, the final raid. Or not the final raid, but the raid from the Dark Below. Either way, I've done that. It's all crap. I've done the one from the Taken King, the hard mode, got all the crap on there. It's the same deal, either way. You can argue, you can say I'm shit, you can say whatever you want. You know what, do whatever the fuck you want. This is the internet. Go crazy, have at it. What do you think of Destiny anyway? Are you happy with it? Are you happy that it's coming to PC? Are you very worried and very wary about it? Or are you just like throwing your money at your screen already, trying to pre-order it on Steam just for the lols, whatever the hell it is? Let me know all that in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitter, details in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the rest of the videos in my channel while I pick up my phone and I go to my WhatsApp group to start abusing my Destiny friends. Or not my Destiny friends, but my friends who play Destiny because they're fucking idiots.